Thank you again for being with us today. Like always, it is a great pleasure to have you here. Today, we have something a little bit different prepared for you, but before that, let me introduce our show. This is Unicornio Pitch, the show where we show you how great businessmen and women have made their dreams come true, and a place for you, our dear viewer, for you to find your own path. I am your host, Cornelius Solares III, but you can call me Kori. And now on with our show. I want to have your cameras ready because our guest today is quite an expert on them. Without his job, nothing that you are seeing right now literally could be seen. Let me introduce to the floor Mr. Mikio Takagi, President of Canon Mexico. Mr. Takagi, I would like to thank you very much for joining us today. It is a great honor to meet you.
Thank you very much. I'm very also happy to have this interview.
Mr. Takagi, please present yourself to the audience. I'm sure they will be very interested to know a little bit more about you.
I'm Mikio Takagi, president of Canon Mexico. I work in Canon for 30 years, so I think it's something like a professional in Canon. I'm very happy to be here in Mexico.
I'm actually very excited to have you here. Other than business and entrepreneurship, cinema is a great passion of mine. I'm no great expert on cameras, but all my friends who are operators and photographers tend to speak very passionately about the feel their different devices give them. Do you think that photographs taken with a Canon camera have a heart?
Actually, there is so many people, thanks to they select Canon, even though there is so many possible customers for the future. I feel that this photo will be able to contribute to the peace of society or contribute to the culture. And then our printing solution also be able to, give us some happiness in the company or in the families. And then in this, I would say very silent, but actually so many energies that in the photos. So I think in this part, I think is that we'll be able to boost the mind of people and then contribute to the happiness of Mexico society.
Despite our language differences, I can feel you're very passionate about Canon as a company and the work you do there. You say you have been there for how long?
Company is called 40 years. Canon Mexicana 40 years, myself 30 years.
30 years? That is more time than I have been alive. What does one do in all those years at the same company? You must have a lot of stories to tell us. How did you start?
Oh, I started from a factory in Canon in Japan. And after that, there was so many years in Asia. And then before that came here, I was in US.
It is easy for me to tell that you really love Canon. I mean, to spend 30 years there, it must be really important to you. How do you feel when you think about it?
Yeah, there is so many companies, but I love the Canon because this technology, and they have some constellation to work together with the society. We call that philosophy as a kyosei. Is working together and then creating the business together and do the business together. That is one big philosophy, and I think that still this philosophy is working in Canon, and that we're going to have some good future for our world, I think.
I think that is a very beautiful philosophy for a company to have. And now, I'd like to move on to the more business side of things. I know that Canon is working with entrepreneurs in different areas to develop new projects. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I really think that how Canon, not just only for technology, but also how to contribute to the culture or some arts or some society. And then, for example, this event in Querétaro is, I think, is contributing to society, and this kind of activity that I think is that we from a hardware side, maybe you are from a software side. I think we can have some good cooperation.
After 30 years in the company and now as the president of Canon Mexico, what are the next steps for the company? Any plans you can reveal to us?
Now we are still in this 40 years, but I think there is so many possibilities that we can contribute to Mexico's economics, culture, people, area of arts. I think is that we have a lot of things that we can contribute to Mexico. In the past, that we just mostly that sell product or offer the product or how to say improve the operation of customers' office environment. But I think is that we can do a lot more possible contribution to Mexico society.
I have a question here from my cameraman. Could you pass me the question, please? Thank you. Let's see, it reads, do you think in the near future Canon can improve their cameras to include an audio plug-in for headphones? Maybe even a Bluetooth system?
Okay, so meaning that to put on a headphone plug in the cameras.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, when we're recording, we can't use our nice headphones to monitor audio because they have no Bluetooth connection. So this functionality would really be beneficial to us.
That's a nice idea. I will immediately explain the request to our camera division people. I think is that is I think it's a very important trend for the camera's future. Not even silent, but maybe something needs for the sound. Very nice sound with better. Thank you very much for your idea.
No, on the contrary. Thank you, Miko, for being with us today. And to all of you out there, thank you for staying with us to the very end. If you liked our show, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Share our interviews below. Let us know you better because you are what keeps this show alive. Join us next week when we will be answering the question, who will be the next great unicorn? I am your host, Kori, and this was Unicornio Pitch. Until next time.